And I think you can do the same thing because you're an OG. But I mean,
when's the tournament?
The next tournament is vaccinated only.
Ontario Open. That's it. That's the Gringos.
That's gonna be the lowest turnout. Watch. I don't think. Welcome to Thicc Boy Fight Club. I'm your host, Balkan Boy.
I'm Tyson the Beast.
And our guest today is Ainsley Dat Robinson.
That boy Robinson.
That boy. That nigga.
Shout out to our sponsors, Top Mutt Studios, Kangen
Phallon.
Water, Blessed Edibles, Bearded Bites.
Clinch Culture, Mo Mine, Kimura, Gas Tank, Major Pack.
Special shout out to Clinch Culture. Aaron, that was my boy.
Dang.
Aaron, that's my boy. I was just
Shout out
talking to him
to
this
my guy.
morning.
Shout out to our training
Aaron,
spots.
that's my boy.
Delgado Boxing, Toronto Top Team, 10th Planet Etobicoke. And restaurant shout out for the week for me, man. I might have already said this one, but I'm gonna go with Chiang Mai in Park-Lawn in Toronto. It's really close by. I usually go there after I finish training here. It's the coconut rice is fire. They got amazing curries. I even had the lobster the other day, like lobster in the curry with the chicken. It's fire spot. Chiang Mai on Park-Lawn.
My spot is this place, Texas Longhorn. I don't know if I think this is technically Mississauga because it's North Service Road, but super fire spot. They have a 33-ounce ribeye. It has this it's ridiculous. It's like a Tex-Mex type spot. So they have like steak quesadillas, nachos, tacos, all this stuff. And then they have a whole nother menu with steaks, really good ribs. One of the best ribs I've tried in a long time since leaving Kansas City. They have fried chicken. The desserts are good. But that 33-ounce ribeye is the truth. So that's mine for this week.
Mine for this week is my girl, Natasha. She makes the best food. So guess what, guys? If you guys want some real good home cooking, man, holler at your boy. I'll get Natasha to cook it.
What kind of food? Jamaican? What is it? Or everything?
Man, she cook everything, man.
Okay.
She cook everything. Except no pork. No pork. We ain't putting no pork. We don't eat no pork in our house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got your little beard. Okay.
I know. Ainsley tried to improve my wrestling by giving me this.
Give him the Kamzat.
You got the Dagestani beard. You know
it's already improved 2%.
Chechnya. It's the Chechnyan. That one's more of the Chechnyan one.
Well, I'm honored to have Ainsley on the show today. He is a pioneer really in mixed martial arts here in the city.
And wrestling.
And wrestling. He was on the national team at both freestyle and Greco. He competed in MMA early on when it first started here. And now he's one of the top coaches in the city, in the country really. Runs Toronto Top Team. Some excellent fighters coming out of there. We know Malcolm Gordon's preparing for his UFC fight out of there. Why don't you just touch a bit about your journey through martial arts, through wrestling, and how you ended up at Top Team?
Okay, so basically how I started wrestling in the 8th grade. So I didn't know shit about. I didn't even know what the hell wrestling was. So I was in gym class, and we were just coach said take the guy down. So I was taking everybody down. And then one of the coaches was actually a grade 10 student. And he used to come down. This is gym class, but when I was taking everybody down, coach was like, "Okay, come to try for the wrestling team." I didn't know what the hell wrestling was, right? So, had a 10th grader that was at Jill Roberts at the time, was at high school. He came down and he was helping with the coaching, and then that 10th grader, I didn't know shit about wrestling, but I was taking him down, right? I was taking him down. So that's how I started wrestling. And then I continued all throughout high school. And I was an officer champion. I placed at the nationals, whatnot. And then after high school, I went to Hamilton. And I was coached by Anatoly Beloglasov. He was a flip man. He was like a five-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. His brother was also like a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
6, 7-time world champion, right? So,
huge name.
Yeah,
huge name in wrestling.
He was huge, man. It was like he just made us see different things in wrestling. I was a freestyle wrestler. I was on the national team for like 3 years for freestyle. 96 came. I got second at the Olympic trials to Marty Calder. He was
Marty,
to Marty, son of a bitch.
Marty runs the Brock.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why I know that name.
Marty, when me and him see each other, it's all love, but he's son of a bitch. You know? Son of a bitch, he beat me. He beat me twice. And so I was the alternate. So I tried out for the Greco team. And in Canada, Greco's weak. It's weak. So basically, I made that team. I won the nationals like with my eyes closed. But I couldn't qualify with my eyes closed, right? Because you can win the nationals.
You still have to qualify. Yep.
So that's where the work came in, qualifying at the nationals, qualifying for the Olympic Games. So I ended up getting second at the Pan Am Championships. Sorry, and I lost against Juan Moran from Cuba. He was the silver medalist at the 96 Games.
Oh wow!
Right? I lost against
Cuban
him.
savage,
Yeah,
so
I
good
lost
at
against
Greco.
him 3-0. And then, yeah, man. So after that, after Olympic Games, I had a little mishap. You know what I'm saying? I got a little shit. All right. And I had to take a little vacay. All right.
It's just like vacay, man. Little summer camp.
Little summer camp. You know what I'm saying? Rebounded back. You know, was back on the national team with freestyle and Greco. And then there was another son of a bitch that was around. His name is Daniel Gali, my brother.
Yeah.
Right? Olympic gold medalist.
Our last one.
You know what I mean?
Our last one.
That dude was a complete savage. That dog was a savage. I wrestled Daniel two times. I wrestled Daniel once in BC, 4-1, I lost. And I wrestled him at the Nationals one year, and I lost, like 7-2. He was a beast, man.
Yeah.
He was on a different planet.
I remember watching the Olympic gold medal match.
Yeah, he was on a different
Legend.
planet. Yeah.
So how did you transition to MMA? And when was your first MMA fight?
Okay, so how did I transition to MMA? So I was at where was I? Wagner Fabiano.
Okay.
Yes,
Wagner
the gang.
Fabiano. So what happened was this dude Wagner. If you guys don't know him, he was one of Canada's first black belts in Jiu-Jitsu.
One of the first guys to bring Jiu-Jitsu really to Toronto.
Yeah. He was actually he moved to Montreal from Brazil, and he was actually George St. Pierre's coach at one point, right? And his brother Leonardo Santos, he fights in UFC right now.
Leo Santos.
Yeah, Leo Santos, and he's another savage.
Oh yeah,
right. He's another savage. He beat
flying armbar George St. Pierre, and I remember that.
Yeah, he did number on George.
Although your boy just knocked him out.
Yeah, that was a close fight though. Grant Dawson, yeah. Shout out to Kansas City. That was a close fight though.
Yeah, but Leo Gas. He was winning the fight.
No, of course, but that's what fighting is about. To our point, what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see how you work when somebody gives you.
It's not how you fight. It's how you fight when you're tired.
No,
exactly.
It's how you finish.
I give nobody credit till I see that.
It's how you finish. Like I said, my boy was beating your boy's ass, and
doesn't matter.
Got tired. Exactly. Right.
Doesn't matter.
Fight's a fight.
Doesn't matter.
One winner, one loser.
Wagner used to wrestle though with the wrestlers, right? He used to come in at Team
Really good
Impact
wrestler.
and a bunch of other
So
spots.
what happened was, this is how I got involved in fighting. Wagner, Mark Bocek, Carlos
legend.
Newton, all these boys, they used
Legends.
to come by my club, and we used to teach them how to wrestle. Right? Wagner was special because Wagner had some great hips. He couldn't take him down.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only way you can take Wagner out is if you just basically outpace him. You just keep pressure on him.
Shift. Yeah, it's true.
Pressure, right? You got to train wrestle with Wagner. Carlos Newton, he was strong. He was. Shout out to Carlos. You know?
First Canadian UFC champion.
Yep.
He beat was it Matt Hughes? Was it
Yep.
Matt Hughes?
Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
And they had a rematch or something like that.
Yeah, and we all know how that played out. Yeah.
And then there was a
We don't have to go over that one.
shitty decision. Was it a shitty decision?
Well, that was the triangle.
Where they both
They
went
both got
out.
knocked out. They both got knocked out. Yeah.
Carlos got knocked out from the slam, and Matt Hughes got choked out.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah, man.
That was crazy.
And then there was Mark Bocek. So Mark, he was actually a solid wrestler too. And when Mark was fighting, he actually wrestled at the Nationals for our club at the Canadian Championships. He didn't do so good, but Mark Bocek is a savage also.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody doesn't know Mark Bocek, he was actually one of Canada's.
He's the first UFC fighter I met in person. And I
He's
helped
a
him.
beast, man.
I
He
helped
fought
him actually
some
train.
killers. The guy fought killers in the UFC.
His first fight
man.
was Frankie Edgar in the UFC.
Killers
I
in the
remember
UFC,
helping him, do the boxing rounds. with that.
Yeah. Mark was nice, man. And Mark had, man, Mark's first fight was Frank Edgar, wasn't it?
Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, man. He
Then
had tough
he had
fights.
Benson Henderson.
Benson Henderson, Rafael Dos Anjos. I mean,
Basically a bunch of
list,
champions.
the list goes on and on.
Isn't that crazy how that works? Like
His first five
First
fights,
fights.
first 3, 4 fights against
UFC champions.
legends.
Yeah, guys who turned out to be champions.
Yeah.
Frank Edgar, he's a legend now.
Of course.
That guy's a legend.
No
You know what
doubt.
I'm saying?
So that experience with those guys probably out wrestling them made
what
you want to
happened-
do MMA,
so
huh?
this is, I'm gonna show you how I got to do MMA now, right? So I went to go corner Wegney in TKO in back in the days.
Montreal
He had
somewhere?
to fight what's the guy's name, man? He's got a brother.
Is this before or after the WC
Frog. What's
days?
Oh, this is before, way before.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Frog. Jeff Curran.
Oh, yeah,
Pat
Pat
Curran.
Curran.
Pat Curran.
Yeah.
Pat and Jeff.
Yeah, from Illinois.
Which guy fighting the
Bellator fights Pat.
It was Pat.
So it was Jeff.
The older brother. You're talking about the older brother.
He fought Jeff.
Jeff was
Curran.
more. I know Jeff more because he was back in the days one of the smaller.
He was a
fighters.
gritter. Yeah, he was an old school gritter.
So he fought Jeff Curran, and I was like, damn, man, I like this shit, man. I could do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I started, and I didn't know nothing about stand-up, man. You know what I'm saying? Awaidi's a good striker, but he's not the best striker. His game is jiu-jitsu. He's not the guy standing and whatnot, right? And one time, I'm sparring with Wegney, and the guy kicked me in the head, and I was spinning for like about a week.
You probably were still training, doing like before we knew what concussions were. It's
Yeah.
like, well, run it.
But the thing is, I used to strike like this with my hand down, and I thought this guy was such a great striker because he kicked me in my head, and I was spinning for like a week. And then afterwards, when I learned how to strike, I was like, yo,
That should have never
I
happened.
suck,
That
yo.
kid.
This guy's not great. This guy's not great. Whatever, but yeah, he's good still. So yeah, that's how I started.
Where did you go seek out your striking then?
My first guy that I learned, I can't remember his name though. I was started with boxing.
Yeah.
Can't remember. The guy looks like Evander Holyfield. You know his coach? You know him? He's a black guy.
From out of here?
Out of here, yeah.
In Mississauga?
He was
No,
in Toronto
it's-
at the time. I can't remember his name.
Not Cuban? Was he Cuban?
No, it was a Canadian dude.
I'm trying to think who it was.
I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, and then I started with my shoot box with Mauricio Vale.
He's still around, Evoluso Tai.
yeah.
And I saw you guys together Tuesday night.
Yeah,
you guys are going to be cornering somebody, right?
Yeah, he's got one of his guys. He's got a fight coming up on November 20th. Alex, we'll call
Souza.
him Alex de Souza, right?
Yeah.
And
He's in that bantamweight. Shout out to BTC putting on a $10,000 bantamweight tournament for
That's
guys
awesome.
under 5 fights. I mean,
That's
that's a
impressive.
real
Yeah,
payday
that's
for
big,
regional
man.
MMA.
And he's putting in his work. He's fighting. He's training with Malcolm Gordon, and he's got a fight coming up on November 19th also. I don't know the guy's name. I can't.
I
pronounce
looked
it.
him up. I don't know much about the guy. Guy fought at bantamweight his whole career. He's a Ukrainian guy.
Ukrainian.
Yeah,
Wonder if he's
making
a
his
good boxer.
UFC debut against Malcolm.
Yeah.
But plus, he's been training with Tariq too. I think Tariq is one of the
Slick.
most savages I've ever seen strike.
Slick.
I mean,
Yeah, Tariq's on point. He's
he's on a different level.
He's on a different level. I mean, like, I honestly think Tariq's UFC ready long time ago.
Long
agree.
time ago.
Long time
Long
ago.
time ago.
He's only losses to a kid who's
Man, the
didn't
first
kid
time you
get
brought me
signed?
in to train with him 2 years ago, I was like, this guy is UFC ready now.
Yeah,
Didn't the kid he lose to get signed? The kid from All Stars,
No,
right?
he's maybe. I don't know.
And he trains with your boy.
Yeah, he
your boy
trains with
Kamza.
Kamza. Yeah.
Kamza.
Yeah, comes out. Yeah, that dude is savage. That guy's a real deal.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get
All right,
into it.
go.
Let's get into it. Let's
All right,
go.
so-
Kamza.
all right, let's go.
Yo,
So 2 questions for
Two
you.
questions. All right, talk to me.
Who's your best? Because I think there's a huge difference between being the best wrestler, like a Yoel Romero, and then being like a Khabib. So best all-time MMA wrestler, and I say MMA wrestling because, you know, their ability to take down without getting choked, or I don't count Yoel Romero because we never. And then who's your best MMA wrestler right now?
the best MMA wrestler of all time. MMA wrestler of all time. MMA.
What
Yeah.
a question, man. That's
Because it's a huge difference. I don't count guys who win freestyle
no,
matches.
no. We're not
Yeah.
going based on like Daniel Cormier or Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, and you can count those guys. That's not a bad answer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going out like best MMA wrestler, grappler.
Henry
I'm
Cejudo?
gonna go. Nah, fuck that.
Who?
Fuck that. I'm going with Khabib, man.
That's fair. No, that's a fair
I'm going
statement.
with Khabib.
Now, who's your best now?
Who's my best right now? That's
Active.
active right now. That's the best wrestler,
MMA wrestler.
MMA wrestler. Fuck.
I'm gonna go with Islam.
Islam Makhachev. I think so too. I think he's proven more than Kamzat so far.
I think he's got the submission game. He's
Oh, Islam's too nice. Islam's too nice. He's the best right now. He's the best. I
Right?
agree. He's the best right now, without
He's
a
the
doubt.
best MMA grappler
Without a
right
doubt,
now.
he'll take anybody down at.
I think
lightweight.
he'll control anybody on the ground in the top 5 at lightweight. Anybody.
So this is an interesting question about that because obviously styles make matchups. Who do you think he does better against, depending on the winner, Oliveira or Dustin Poirier?
Doesn't make a difference.
I don't think so either.
Really?
When I really
It
think
doesn't make a
about it too.
difference.
Wow,
I mean,
Adam DeFrey, shout out to you because I got your back because he's one of the guys who
Yeah.
always says we're sleeping on Oliveira. I think we're about to find out.
I don't know, man. I think Islam is too savvy to avoid all those submission attempts. He's gonna be on top. He's gonna be pounding Oliveira.
I'm gonna
I don't
ask you
see-
guys the same question I asked before. Who is the best jiu-jitsu or MMA grappler you've seen Islam go
His
against?
last fight against Thiago
Daniel Kerr's
Moraes.
not.
No, Thiago Moraes is the last guy he fought was a serious. That's a serious black belt. That's a serious black
but
belt.
you're putting him on. Like I said, does that being a
He's
black?
not too far away.
You can,
Jiu-jitsu
hey, but
skills
this is why,
from Charles Oliveira.
But to be fair, this is what we bring up: MMA and pure jiu-jitsu are two different things.
True.
And Islam, you're the one you guys are defending, literally said that after his fight. There's a difference between pure jiu-jitsu. I'm the best MMA grappler.
Yes.
Do you think that guy's better than Oliver for MMA
No,
grappling?
Because
for
how
MMA
can you? Oliveira has the most submissions in UFC history. It's a different thing to catch submissions in an MMA fight. It
We're
takes.
gonna talk like jiu-jitsu.
Well, no, I'm saying MMA grappling. to your
MMA
point.
grappling. Well, Oliveira's he's proved himself better. He's got the most submissions, right? He's got one of the most submissions in.
He has
featherweight,
the most.
lightweight. He's got
The
the most,
most.
right?
The most.
So as far if we're gonna go with stats, we're gonna say stats Oliveira. But if we're gonna put like head to head in the fight, like I'm gonna say that Islam can control him still.
No, I'm not denying that. I do not deny that. But I always bring this up because, we were just talking about the Khamzat thing because I think Islam's proven way more than Khamzat, right?
So listen, Islam has been knocked out by a lucky punch, right? Remember earlier in his career?
Yeah, you can argue that that's why Oliver's
So-
the champ then.
so-
If
That's
a fight,
if
buddy.
lucky
That's a fight.
punch.
That's
Yeah,
a fight.
lucky punch.
So do you
Chandler.
think, Oliveira could catch a submission on him?
I think he can
possible.
catch
That's his-
anybody.
that's his-
I
that's
think
his-
he can catch anybody. I think what's happening with Oliveira is what happened with Junior Dos Anjos, where people are ignoring the fact that he was so young when he was losing
And so drained.
I keep hearing people talk about him being broken. I'm like, what? If Chandler can't break you after catching with
But
that
listen,
right
listen.
hand,
We all know.
I don't think
fatigue-
we're looking at the same guy.
Fatigue is what breaks guys. Fatigue makes cowards of all of us, right?
Exactly.
And the thing that we sometimes don't realize is sometimes these guys were cutting too much weight, and when you cut too much weight and you're fighting at 45,
And
when
you're
you should be
young
at
and you're
55,
growing.
you're draining yourself. You're gonna get tired. And he was getting finished at the.
I mean,
at the
look at what he
ends of
looks like
those
at
fights.
55. He looks like a 55er and he's still growing. For instance, Junior Dos Anjos. Did you ever think he was going to be a world champ after seeing what Jeremy Stevens did to him? And what Clay
You
Guida
mean
did to him?
Dos Anjos?
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Rafael.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
Did you ever think he was going to be a world champion when Clay Guida and Jeremy Stevens
when
were... Come on.
Jeremy
You
Stevens-
never would have excluded years later.
Was that the uppercut?
Knocked him
Where he
out,
knocked
yeah.
him on
And then Clay Guida mauled him, broke his jaw. I didn't think you could go up a weight class and be a world champ, and he proved it. I think Oliveira's at that level now where we're basing off of an old version of men. I think Poirier could still win because I think Poirier...
I mean, Dos Anjos is a savage. That man literally had
I
a
can't.
entirely broken face and managed to come back.
Yeah, with Oliveira, but I think Islam's proven more than Khamzat, right? So that's why we were having this conversation about
Islam's proven
Khamzat.
more because he's been in the UFC. He's had more fights in the UFC.
Yeah. So
Nine-fight win streak.
So based on what we were just talking about, do you think it's interesting that guys are basically claiming that he could be a double champ already, and we haven't even seen him against a black belt?
I don't think. I remember everybody.
Brendan Schaub, this is for you, Phallon.
Brendan Schaub.
Brendan Schaub made the comment that it's hard to argue anybody can beat him, and I say based off of beating who?
Yeah,
Lee?
but who said he could be a double champ?
Oh, Henry Cejudo said it. What's his name? Who's the old referee who has the show with Josh Thompson now? Big John McCarthy just said it. I watched this say it. Brendan Schaub said it. A lot of people are claiming.
Right now, I couldn't see him beating Israel right now. Still, straight up. I
think he has a better shot
I
against
think
Israel
he has a
than
better
Usman.
shot. Yeah, than Usman. I think Usman's a way tougher fight for him.
I don't think he can take him down.
Usman's a way tougher
That's my point.
For Khamzat, yeah.
But I'm just saying, if he was to go to middleweight, I don't think he'd beat Israel right now.
So you are in the camp that arguing that he could be a double champ is kind of outlandish at this level.
I don't think he could be. Me personally, still, I don't think he could be double champ. Yeah,
Do you think he could be 170 champ?
Yes.
possibly yes.
Yes.
So wait, so if he can be, but you agree that the easier fight would be Israel?
How much longer is Usman fighting?
He's not that old, bro.
Nah, but I heard him saying the other day, like he's
Wants
gotta
to box Canelo,
The
he
drive,
wants,
the
you know.
drive. He's gonna have a
Is the
drive.
UFC
now.
gonna let him do that? Come on, bro. The UFC's not letting old retired guys do it. They're not letting GSP do it. They're gonna let
Yeah, of
a
course.
star and a guy who's
When he's talking like that, we'll see how he does against. He's gonna.
Hey, he
probably
could lose
crush,
this weekend.
He's gonna crush
Yeah.
Colby. I think this weekend.
I
to be
totally agree.
honest.
I think
But,
the Whitman thing. So this is interesting. So you think Usman's the tougher fight?
Yes.
So you don't think he can be a champ then? Because if he can beat Usman and you think he's the tougher fight, that means he can be a double champ.
I didn't say he could beat Usman.
Okay, so you are in the camp that.
I never said that.
So
you jumping a little fast there, boy.
So no, earlier your energy was different when we were talking about this off camera. Who do you think he could beat him next year? If after he gets one more fight, let's say he beats Diaz, gets his little fame fight, Usman beats him, because there's not really many people left for Usman.
Hold on. Here's the deal, right? Because again, we've only seen this dude go 1 round so far. Just like you said, right? And we've seen Usman go like 3, 4, 5 rounds.
5 rounds, 4 rounds.
We've seen him finish guys late and
We've carry that power.
And he's got a good chin too. We've seen him get rocked. Kobe rocked him.
Gilbert Burns rocked him.
Yeah, he's
Gilbert Burns hit him with the overhand right like a minute into the fight.
Very
he was very rocked.
Yeah.
And you're right. Just the way he's building fights, the way he's been training with Trevor Whitman, like he really knows how to control the whole fight now. You can see it. He's not trying to land hard shots right away. He's establishing his
So, for
jab.
instance, it's Vicente Luque sounds like the guy that's up next. I think they're trying to give somebody Nate Diaz as that kind of springboard, or Leon Edwards.
I think Khamzat could fight anyone. He was scheduled to fight Leon Edwards, so he could fight that fight again.
They're trying to give him.
He could take Nate
Magny
Diaz.
wants to fight him, doesn't he? Does Magny want to
Yeah,
fight
I
him?
heard that.
Who wants to fight him?
I think
Neil Wagney.
Neil Magny's a good fight.
That's a good fight, but he's gonna beat up Neil.
Yeah,
think
for
so.
sure.
He'll beat Neil.
But Neil's well-conditioned athlete and durable, so he'll take a
well-conditioned,
beating. I think he'll go past the second, third
But
round.
this is the beauty. So we've seen Neil take beatings and come back and beat guys. If they make that a fight night main event 5-round fight, I think this is the type of fights. I think he has to be a main event. I can't think you can't keep giving him these 3-round fights.
His next fight
I want to see him as a main event in a 5-round fight.
His next fight will be a main event.
It needs to be.
If it's against Neil, if it's against
Gilbert Burns or Nate Diaz.
Nate, I don't even. Where's Gilbert Burns coming into this zone? Where is he?
So this is the thing. I want to see him fight Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns is the highest level guy he could fight.
I want to see him fight
He's the only
Gilbert
top
Burns.
five guy.
I just think it's a terrible
Top
fight
five
for
guy.
Gilbert Burns. I think it's a terrible management idea, because why fight him after your only losses to a champ and a former
at the
teammate?
end
And
of
Gilbert
day-
Burns is close to.
Yeah, I'm not
getting
doing it.
that.
I'm not doing it as his manager. I'm not
Okay,
going
watch
to.
this.
Why?
Anybody in top 5, they don't want to fight him, bro.
Why
Yes,
would
it's
they?
pointless.
Why would they?
pointless.
Totally
It doesn't
agree.
make no business sense.
Why am I going to give this guy
Everything
my
I've heard.
position? You know what
Everything
I'm
I've heard
saying?
in Fought for.
So Vicente Luque,
If I beat him, it's not going to.
because is Vicente
He stays
Luque
in the
top
same
5 now?
place.
Is Vicente top 5 now?
He's just outside, yeah.
So Vicente sounds like the most, because I think Vicente knows he's not getting a title shot ahead of Leon Edwards. If Leon has a good performance against Masvidal, I think that's the most.
Unless they want to feed him Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Well, they've been up Thompson too.
Who's
But
getting
that
old.
still
getting-
doesn't get- that still doesn't get you a title
still,
shot.
I think he's gonna he'll beat Thompson. Too,
I think he beats Thompson
Yeah,
too.
well, yeah, of course.
I think he beats
He beats
Thompson.
him. He'll take him down.
I mean, we're basing this on him running
And
through
Thompson's got nothing on the ground.
competition,
Okay.
right? But
So how many fights do you think before they give him a title shot? Obviously, it depends on the who it is.
I think he just
and-
needs one more win, to be
I'm
honest.
gonna say at least 2.
right, because I think you're
say
right.
two.
Listen. I'll be real with you. If I have my money on it, I'm taking him over Vicente. From what I saw with Leon against Diaz, I'll probably take him against that. But at the same time, these guys
Would
are
you
still
take
ahead
him
of
over Burns too?
No, I can't say it right now yet. If my money gun to my head, just from what I've seen, I would have to side with Burns as of now, because there's a lot of names that we probably don't even remember. We've seen a lot of guys come in and destroy people in first rounds, next this, and then the minute they got to that second round, you realize you've never been outside of a first round. I think that's a lot more important than people realize, man.
In order to give this guy like a title shot, though, he's got to. They're talking about Nate Diaz. If he beats Nate Diaz, there's no way he can get.
That's not about a title shot. That's about fame.
That's
That's smart.
money.
That's a
money.
smart move, though.
You know?
I think that's great for the UFC.
For if I was comes out, I take the Nate fight.
No, if you're Khamzat, you're taking anybody. I don't think Khamzat cares.
No. You don't care, but guess what? He's about making money now too.
No, that's why I'm saying he'll take the Diaz fight.
He'll take Diaz fight, but that's not going to get him a title shot.
But then the Magny fight doesn't either, right?
No, it doesn't. But guess what? It gets him a fight closer. Like I said, it's going to take 2 fights before he gets the title.
Well, I agree with that. And so this is what I think the UFC is going to play with is the idea that nobody wants to fight him. It's kind of like the Islam thing, but I think they're going to do the whole whoever fights this guy gets a title shot for winning. And I think if
Leon
you're Gilbert
Edwards was
Burns,
willing to step up.
they can put exactly. That's why I like because they can put a gun to Gilbert Burns' head and say after hey, you beat this guy, we'll give you another one.
But right now they're building him. They're building him up nice right now because even he got like 1 million views or whatnot like on his face off against Ling Lang. What's his name? Lee.
Bro, I don't even know how many followers, but he's probably super famous.
It's ridiculous now.
I mean, he could easily surpass Khabib's
he
stardom.
Yes, I think Islam's supposed to be a guy. Islam doesn't have that same energy.
But I love Islam's personality.
Me too.
Oh
I love
my God.
Khabib's. Well, Khabib was wild like Khamzat is. He would have got a title shot way before.
Khamzat, I smash everybody.
Yeah, that just hypes you up.
Khamzat had like 1 million views. Islam had 250,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
totally
huge
Done away
difference.
in.
Totally.
I kill everybody. Like, of course,
people
that's
like
gonna-
that, man. He knows how to
That's
sell
my point.
himself, man.
Dude, you don't think Khabib would have gotten a title shot before if he knew how to run his mouth, even if he was just mauling guys? He's
just-
too humble.
Khabib just said,
Took 20, how many, some undefeated fights before he got a title shot?
Khabib just said, number one bullshit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Bullshit. Number one
This is
bullshit.
bullshit,
This guy.
number one bullshit.
Yeah, Kamzat's an animal, right? And
Comes
so,
said, I will smash you. I will smash you.
everybody.
I
so
smash
do
everybody.
you take him over Gilbert Burns?
right now.
Right now? Gilbert tough. Remember, Gilbert moved it from lightweight.
Bro, you
Yeah.
know, you preach on the choir. I was saying these very things. I think he's an animal.
Gilbert moving up from lightweight. And he's wrecking guys at
Welterweight.
at
He's better
welterweight.
Knocking guys out,
You know what I'm saying?
Another
smoking
example
guys.
of guys going up in weight and doing better.
But
I think Combs is killing himself making welterweight. I mean, he
But you know
missed.
what?
He had to step on the
Okay,
scale.
let's talk
three
about
times.
it. Do we know his condition is good after what we just saw with that weight
But hold on,
class
hold on.
issue?
And-
But okay, let's just say
he cheated. You know he cheated.
Okay, he cheated, but guess what?
He used the towel trick.
Let's give.
go.
That's an old wrestling trick, dog. You know that. You know what I mean?
Shout out to DC.
Hey, that
DC
thing is a
know-
lifesaver. Let me
Let's
tell you.
go.
everything. Yeah,
We're not gonna
DC.
speak on it, but we know a little something about that.
But you remember, right? He was sick, so we're gonna have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was sick. He was like sick.
He was sick a year.
So was
ago.
Volkanovski.
I don't care. He was sick.
So was Volkanovski.
So was Volkanovski.
He had to make on the point 45. He fights at 70. He has to be 70 on the dot.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be 71. If you have trouble making 71, that extra pound gonna do something to you.
Listen.
that extra pound, that last pound, you know.
And he's
is a
still a
killer.
girl. How old is he? 24, 25? Them genetics ain't done yet. Ask Oliveira. Ask a lot of the guys we're talking about.
Are you making?
Will he be able to make weight?
Are you making excuses for him?
No, my point is like if we're talking about him being these things, I think you should have to be able to make weight. I think
the
that's
biggest
that's worrisome if we're talking about him being a champion if he can't make the 171 limit.
Did not Cejudo not miss weight before too?
Yeah, Cejudo used to struggle making
He
weight.
used to miss weight.
Yeah, but he went up a weight class. That's the point.
Yeah, but he used to struggle making flyweight.
Yeah, but he went up a weight
Struggle.
class. Did he ever miss weight when it mattered at a title fight?
He looks like 170 right now.
He's
Henry
huge.
Cejudo.
But he
looks-
wants to fight at 45.
that would
Right?
make
Which
sense.
I think would make him the GOAT if he wins.
He wants to.
They
What's
should
wrong?
let him fight Volkanovski.
I'm very confused Dana White
Like-
doesn't want. There's nothing
like-
left at 45. Another Holloway fight for us, great. That's not getting you any outside views.
Cejudo is literally on
Nobody
hot boxing
cares.
with Mike Tyson.
So
Nobody cares about Holloway versus Volk except for us.
that would actually be a good fight, man. That would actually
Cejudo
be
versus
good.
Volk, yeah. I think
yeah.
Cejudo can win
Do
that
you think
fight.
there's like a spite thing towards him from Dana? Because I'm mad confused. Dana doesn't look at, you're on the Mike Tyson podcast.
imagine this-
Olympic gold medalist, a shot for 3.
Never lost. Like didn't lose his belts. I mean,
Like, for instance, do you think Volk
Former
versus Holloway is
double
a
champ.
pay-per-view fight? I don't. That's a fight night.
But the
You can
Cejudo-
make a
the
pay-per-view with
Cejudo
Cejudo.
fight's a pay-per-view fight, man.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I
And
like what he was telling.
What does he want to call
Lang
himself?
about-
He wants to call him. What is it? Wait, no, it's Triple C.
He's quadruple C.
Quadruple
but-
C.
Triple C.
I mean, bro,
Damn.
that's GOAT.
Goddamn, that's
GOAT.
GOAT. That's
I think you
GOAT.
could argue he's GOAT now because of the Olympic gold medal. Other than
all he
John
needs is a pro
Jones,
boxing title. He's the greatest combat athlete.
Other than John
He's the
Jones-
only MMA fighter who's ever did that. MMA Olympic gold.
that's what I'm playing. That's why.
Yeah.
John
You know he was a
Jones-
Golden Gloves boxing champion too. In
Yeah,
Arizona?
when he was younger.
Oh, for real though.
Bro, what a stud.
He used
eh?
to train with David Benavidez. When David Benavidez was like 14, they were like the same size. He used to spar with Benavidez.
Goddamn.
And Benavidez is like an animal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He just retired too.
But like, do you think it's a spite thing why Dana's being weird? Because if you're Volk, you have to be upset that this fight isn't in. Like, you have to know that that's a bigger money
Payday,
fight.
yeah.
And I bet if he's him, if I'm Volk, I think it's an easier fight than Holloway. Personal
You know
opinion.
what? Because
I'd want Cejudo before Holloway again, bro. That's a war every time.
Holloway is he can light you up. Remember, you're gonna get lit.
That's
up.
my point.
You know, with Henry, you know, he's gonna take you down. Wait,
Yeah,
I'll take the
but can
takedown.
Volk-
nigga.
He is knocking people out now, but he's not going to knock out. No, maybe I'm underestimating Henry again, even as a fan, that maybe at the extra weight he can knock him out.
He knocked out TJ, didn't he?
Knocked out TJ. He knocked out Dominic
He
Cruz.
knocked out
He
TJ at
freaking-
flyweight, and you know,
Yeah, but he knocked out TJ in the first
on
10
EPO
seconds.
though.
Huh?
On that EPO though.
it's true.
Yeah,
That
it's
helps.
It's
true.
true.
EPO though.
So for me, it's like other than John Jones, I don't think anybody has a better resume than Cejudo. I can't think of a guy who's beat more legends. John's the only one who's beat more champions just because 205 was such a notable. You know, you beat Rashad, you beat
To be honest, to
Shogun,
this day,
you beat
nobody
Machida, you
can
beat Jackson.
touch John Jones's
Nobody.
resume.
Hey,
Nobody.
John Jones has beat
Everybody.
world champion after world
Go.
champion after world
Everybody.
champion.
They can say
nobody in
Usman's
the
down.
Only
history.
reason I don't, and this sucks because now he finally wants to go up. I think he should have been the first double champ before Conor. I don't know
We
why.
mean Cormier too.
Bro, he could have beaten a lot of those heavyweights.
He could have, for sure.
I mean, I just don't know why
Now-
he waited so
now-
long. And now you want to wait till the killerest of the killers.
Are fighting, yeah. Cyril Gahn and
Now you wanna
fucking
fight against
Francis
another
Ngannou.
genetic
So
freak.
hold on, who do you take between John and Francis? So
Now I have to go with Francis.
I have
I
to
don't
go
think
with
John's
Francis.
head is right, man.
I don't think Johns is even training properly. He's like powerlifting,
looks way too
putting
big.
on unnecessary
Way too
muscle.
big. It doesn't
you really
look
think that's
right.
gonna help him
said he
against a
wants to get
naturally
265.
bro?
Why?
Why?
He doesn't need it.
Exactly. I
You
think it's
think he's gonna move better with all that weight?
You don't remember when Brock came to the UFC and he was like fucking
300 pounds.
300 pounds and shit.
Cut
and
weight
then
to
Frank
two.
Mir's like, okay, I'm gonna get big like Brock. It didn't do shit.
Well, he actually
When he
lost when he got big like
When he
him.
fought against
Yeah, he actually lost the fight when he got bigger.
when he got big like Brock,
He stopped moving as well.
He stopped moving.
Yeah,
That's
because he
true.
got the knee bar the first time.
So John gotta be careful, man. John might
Yeah,
not-
I
Like
think
he
he's.
can't. It's like he's gonna get big and powerful, but he's not gonna match a natural giant like Francis Ngannou.
Now I will say this:
Now,
if
how
he
much you
does
lift
it,
weights and power?
if
get
he does
stronger.
it, greatest of all time. It's not even close. Not a conversation. Unless Cejudo comes back and gets that third one.
Man, I just don't think he's training right. I just don't think Johns.
But
Is doing that right?
Again, everybody's got their own opinion, right? I'm sure he's training right.
Well, he just got
I'm
kicked
sure
out
he's
of John
training
Wink. That can't be a good sign. He just got kicked out of Jackson Wink.
Oh, for that bullshit that happened.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of like,
man.
ooh, this isn't. You're gaining weight, and now you don't even have your main team. You're training out of garages with guys I've never even seen, and they all look like they like supplements. If you
Supplement,
get
yeah, and like to
point.
lift.
Well, they on the net.
Maybe they're just thick boys. Maybe they just like
Maybe
to
they
eat.
just think boys.
They're just, a little very thick,
Shout out to Thick Boy Club.
very thick guys.
Yeah, maybe it's just steak, bro.
So before we go,
horse meat.
So before we wrap up on that topic, do you think if Cejudo goes? I'll ask you three questions. Do you think Cejudo, if he goes to 45, can beat him? And this is like a wrestler conversation, real quick. Do you think Cejudo can pull it off and be a triple champ?
Yes.
Do you think next year Islam will be champ?
Yes.
Yes.
Next year will Khamzat be a champ in either weight class?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So he does beat Usman.
No.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I go with no, but I mean it's a fight. bro.
Listen,
Who
I
knows?
love. This is why I love
Yeah.
this sport. This is why it's better than boxing.
This is why we watch it. Yeah.
Listen, no disrespect to Caleb Plant, but he's fighting this weekend. The UFC is about to destroy that Canelo card, and it's about to be an expose for. It's about to be a rude awakening for boxing.
God.
Do you think
the UFC
Canelo's
is
gonna?
destroy
You think
that
Canelo's
card?
gonna wait till the UFC card is over before that he fights? Remember how he did
Remember,
that last
he
time?
might have
He
to.
didn't fight till
don't
like
sleep
1
on
in the
Plant,
morning.
though. Don't sleep on Plant.
That's
bro.
my point. I'm a
Don't
big
sleep-
Plant fan.
Don't
My
sleep
point
on
is-
Plant. Do not sleep on
If you're
Plant.
the pound for pound guy, Usman's great. That boxing should never lose to a Usman fight, and I think this is gonna be the weekend where we're about to see it.
I
really
bet you
do.
Canelo
The
fights after
BMF
Usman.
card did better than
No,
Canelo.
This for real though?
Yeah.
Like he had to wait. He had to wait.
He had
in
to
the
wait till the
background.
main event was done and then he fought.
No champs. These are two guys who've never been world champs, and they beat out a Canelo fight.
Well, that's
Raf
that's
Delgado,
huge.
what's up with your boy? I'm calling you
huge.
out now.
That's huge.
So listen, before we wrap up, let everybody know where they can contact you. Where they can reach you, whether it's the Toronto
Yeah,
Top Team
and
page,
shout
your
out to our
page.
top team, any guys that are
Yeah,
fighting.
just
guys.
give us that last little,
So-
promo.
Okay, guys. So if anybody wants any good training, Toronto Top Team, 777 Warden Avenue, or you can
The ends.
Instagram, our Ainsley, Robinson Ainsley 71 at G. What's my Instagram? Robinson Ainsley 71. That's my. I don't even know my Instagram.
You'll find it. Ain't too many
Anyways,
NZ Robinsons out here. You'll find it.
It's 71 something.
Yeah, 71 something. Anyways,
Is that when you were born or what?
Come on, bro. Black don't cry, but you can't be
Black
out here
don't
snitching
cry,
on my
but you know
guy.
what it is.
All right, well, listen, thank you so much for coming. Guys, like I said, make sure to check out the Toronto Top Team page, the gym, high-level black belt jiu-jitsu guys, high-level wrestling, high-level MMA
One
all
of the
around.
only gyms with a real serious
UFC
wrestling
fighters
program.
fighting out there, just high-level guys. And like I said, the guy's a real legend, and based off what we're talking about, you can tell he still keeps up with it. He's evolving. He's not one of these coaches who's kind of just stuck in 10 years ago. So thank you so much for coming, and I'm Tyson the Beast.
I'm the Balkan boy,
Ainsley Robinson.
We're Thicc Boy.
big gang.